Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hope everybody's day is starting out nice. It's very sunny here today. A little cool, but still sunny, so I'm happy about that. Tell you what, my Monday from the minute I woke up till I went to bed was pretty much non-stop. I was able to answer some messages and comments last night, but I finished the rest this morning because I just had a very, very, very long day. And, you know, people who know me, my friends, know I answer usually quite expediently. And I had a friend who had emailed me some photos yesterday of her daughter, and I had a message this morning asking me if I got them. I'm like, I'm sorry, I just did not get to emails as much as I wanted to yesterday. So anyway, everybody, I am trying to stay on top of everything, but there are some times where days just get the better of you. I was running errands and I had some meetings and just life in general, but all is well. So, couple things. I'm actually going to link several channels down below in the description because I've had several people ask me about my crochet work. They've seen one or two channels, but there are several channels that have my work. And some of those channels are newer channels, so I'm going to go ahead and just link them all below. I don't have them all written out in front of me, and I would hate to forget somebody, so I'm not going to mention them, but I will list them all below, as well as I'm going to put a link to Reborn Enthusiast LOL. She is who adopted Nikolai, and so she does have a box opening video up. And she's a very happy mama, so I'm going to link that below as well. So please go find some new channels, and if you're interested in my crochet work, if you want to just send me a PM, we can discuss it there. I don't like to discuss, you know, pricing and orders and stuff in comments below because, again, as I recently learned, other people read the comments, and you know, years from now, I don't want to have quotes of prices down there, and obviously yarn will go up in price and stuff. So I prefer not to have that discussed where it's visible to everybody. So so message me if you're interested in crocheting. I currently have 3 orders. I'm working on the first one, so I have 3 orders. And also I do Reborn, and I do have a life. So I just want to put that out there. Alex is getting hair. I started rooting him yesterday. I found some time to root, and I'm going to work on him today. There has been quite a bit of interest in him. I've had messages about him, and I've told all the people that have asked that I will be sending out to them his adoption costs when I know them. I'm hoping I know them by the end of today. The last couple things I'm waiting to factor in are the mohair as well as the glass beads. So even if I don't, he's getting sparsely rooted, so it doesn't take nearly as long as, let's say, Kylie there, who has nearly 2 ounces of hair on her head. And let's see, Vijonnier has exactly an ounce on her head, about an ounce, yeah. Hers is just thicker. But I'm doing just, you know, very sparsely rooted hair, probably kind of like Abigail there, how her hair is just, you know, quite sparse. And, ooh, let me do that. So he's going to have more hair like that. So it doesn't take nearly as long. But even if I don't finish today, I'll have a better estimate of how much more hair it will take. So I should be able to gauge his price this evening. So thank you for your patience for those of you who have contacted me. And I am hoping to go ahead and weight his limbs and attach them to the body. That way I can factor in the glass beads. Those are the 2 last things I'm waiting for. If you watched my video where I discuss how I come up with my pricing, this will make sense to you. So again, I thank you for your patience on that. I did have a request from our RSR 65, I believe is the number. I apologize. To show my supplies and, you know, all my supplies when I'm painting and stuff. And I think I mentioned yesterday, when I finish Alex, I will completely clear my workspace and start over. And that'll be a perfect time. What I'll do is I'll make an informative video showing the different things that I use. So stay tuned for that if you have any interest in that. Also, Saida, which is her channel is Baby Nadia, had a very interesting video the other day discussing what she would like to happen to her reborns after she passes away, and she had discussed it with her husband and just kind of posed the question. And I commented below that because, other than Genevieve, the rest of my babies I've painted, so I would love them to go to somebody, family member or a close friend or something, so it would be like a piece of me after I'm gone. And so I put that in the comment, and I thought, well, let me ask my husband. So I will tell you, ladies, I have always said I just married the best man in the world. Well, for me. I know some of you say you have the best husband, but again, we have the best husband for us. So last night I said to him, I have a question. I forget what we were talking about. And he actually brought it up. He was talking about how these are like a legacy, and they could be around hundreds of years from now. And people will talk about the artistry of this person and the craft of that person. And I was telling him that, yes, even my mother has some of her relatives, porcelain doll. I don't even know if they're porcelain. I'm not even sure what some of them are made of, but dolls from, generations ago. And yes, they do stand the test of time. And so I said, well, that's really interesting you would bring that up. And I explained to him about the video. I said, so I will pose this question to you. Let's say today I died. What would you do with them? And he was so sweet. He said, well, I couldn't get rid of them. They're a part of you. And he's like, and my little girl and all of them. He said, I would walk in there and feel like, that's you. That's a part of you. So I had to hug him. I just stopped him mid-sentence and hugged him. And because we had never really discussed it before, we have discussed the original topic, which was the fact that these are like a legacy of me, and will go down, for generation after generation. But we had never discussed what would happen to my actual babies that are in my nursery. So I just thought that was just so sweet of him. And he's like, but nothing's going to happen to you today. I said, I know nothing's happening, but I said it was just something that, I was curious what his answer was going to be. So he said, I would never think of selling them or giving them away or anything. So I just thought that was so sweet. And he said, they're priceless already, but if you passed away, they'd be even more priceless. And so, bless that man. He's just a gem, I tell you. Anyway, so I think that's all I needed to discuss at this point, ladies. And then, like I said, I will get back to the people about Alex, as well as, and I still see Boy, by the way, and I will be making that supply video and showing, my workspace and stuff in the next day or so. And then I'm on the fence about who to paint next. I really want to do Twin A and Twin B. But that was not who I was thinking of doing next. But I tell you, they're just screaming at me. So I might have to listen to them. But I will show you. I did dress them all sweet in jammies the other day. And I don't think I showed them. I know everybody loves these triangular bibs. But ever since I saw them come out to me, they looked like bandanas. So for me, they're baby bandanas. And that's to me what I love the triangular bibs for. Because they don't need bibs. But there they are in their little next ensembles. Looking so sweet. Just waiting to be painted. And of course, these two I just can't wait to get my hands on. But, they're keeper kits. And so I gotta be a little more patient for myself. But I do love looking at them up there. But I might paint these two next. The reason I'm on the fence, I'll be honest with y'all. The ones from the doll show, because Bonnie Brown does either limited editions or what she calls timeless editions, which means she's going to keep making that kit. And they are timeless editions, which means they'll be available, just like the other twins I did, the Buttercup and Poppy. And but we could pre-order, I believe it was Twin B, sight unseen, before the doll show to be picked up at the show. Bonnie's in Australia, so she needed to know how many to bring, and so I did. I love her kits. I knew I would not be disappointed, so I, sight unseen, pre-ordered Twin B. And then Twin A was going to be also revealed at the show. And so I also got Twin A at the show. So their certificates of authenticity state on there that they were the first release at the doll show. And so part of me wants to keep a set of Twin A and Twin B, but part of me wants to keep the ones that have those cards. So I'm on the fence about ordering another set of the kits, but I really want to paint them now. But, you know, anyway, we'll see. I know that sounds a bit selfish of me, but I really think it's cool that the cards say they're from the doll show. So that is all I can say about that. Anyway, so, but I was actually considering painting a Laura Lee Eagles kit next, which I currently have, I have a boy and a girl, Serenity and Knox. And the reason I say that is because I was really curious to see how her kits, people, you know, rave about her kits. And I wanted to know before I pre-ordered her Evangeline, but that pre-order was last week, which I did go ahead and pre-order her, so it's kind of a moot point right now for me to paint one of them to know about the vinyl since I've already pre-ordered. And other artists out there, I'm sure y'all know Saskia is on pre-order till February 22nd, I believe. Might be 26th, but Saskia is Bonnie Brown's newest kit, so for those of you who don't know, head over there and pre-order her. In the U.S., it's Noni's is who is carrying Saskia. And I believe in Canada it's McPherson's, but don't quote me on that. And then, you know, Bonnie, you can get it from her if you're in Australia. And I don't know her dealers in the UK. But anyway, so yeah, so that's kind of what's going on here. So hoping to finish Alex up in the next day or two. And then we'll see who I start next. You know, usually I kind of let the kits lead me, but I was going to take the lead with a Laura Lee Eagles kit, but again, it's a moot point, so I may just listen to those darn twins. Anyway, everybody, have a blessed day today, and wherever you are, please find something to be joyful about today, whether it's big or small, and clap for yourself if you do something. I have to take a minute, though, and tell you all about this, because I've commented on other people's videos about clapping for yourself, and some people have responded back, and others just kind of let it go. Many, many years ago, and as you all know, I was a nanny for over 20 years, I observed something fascinating about babies. When they learn how to clap, which, you know, is usually just a few months old, when they get a little bit bigger, like sitting up age and crawling around age, if a child is left to, as I call it, have independent play, where they are, you know, entertaining themselves, so to speak, if you kind of sit back and observe them, when they do something that they, I'm guessing, feel proud of, they clap for themselves. They don't look for you, they don't look around, they just clap because they're so proud and so joyful. And so I took that to heart, because there are so many things that I do that nobody sees that I'm proud of. So I pause and I clap for myself. And I remember once I was nannying for the twins I used to nanny for, and their father is a chef. And so he had this huge copper pot hanging thing in the kitchen that all the pots hung from. Well, I'm sorry, the pots were copper. It was a metal contraption, the big hanging thing, but the pots were copper. I apologize, because we used to have I used to call it the copper kettle band, and so I used to take a wooden spoon and play the band. That's how I called the girls to dinner. Anyway, that's another story. But so anyway, one day I was cooking, and so there was a big butcher block under this pot hanging thing, and so I had a recipe I was working from, and I was going to have the girls help me, and they were little at the time. They were just toddlers, maybe 16, 18 months old, and so I thought, well, I don't want one of them grabbing the card or, you know, dripping egg goo or anything on it. I thought, where do I put this? And so I thought, let me try something. So I took a magnet from the fridge, and I put it up on the edge of this pot rack holder, and because I was setting up. The girls weren't in quite with me yet, and I stood there clapping for myself, and the mom walked in. She's like, what are you doing? I said, look what I just figured out. Your pot rack is magnetic. Isn't that fabulous? And so I had to explain to her about clapping for yourself. So I think we don't need, you know, it's nice to be recognized and acknowledged, but there are many things we do on a daily basis that, you know, we can take a little bit of, you know, pride in and be happy for ourselves. And so I clap for myself. So, So when I put that under your video, that's what I mean, really. If you've done something, you know, that you're happy about or joyful about, just pause literally for 10 seconds and clap. And anyway, so that's my little clapping story. I don't know why I went off on that tangent, but so anyway, ladies, do please find something to be joyful about. There is so much nonsense in this world, and you know, I can't even tell you how many people, you know, children alone right this minute who are so hungry or dying or just died. I mean, the world really is full of tragedy, and we really have to look at the bigger picture and just take a moment and be thankful for what we have, and, you know, understand the blessings that we are afforded. And so, anyway, have a blessed day, everybody, and do please clap for yourself and find something to be joyful about today. Hugs and blessings. Bye-bye.